Hello everyone, I hope you're ready for a full body workout on the chair. Let's go. To start, we're going to be doing our footwork. So we're going to be in a Pilates V. You're going to be right on the balls of your feet. You're also going to have your sits bones really close to the front edge, but of course not so much that you feel like you're going to fall off. Now, options for your arms, you can either have your arms sit down by your side, in G behind your head, or even in front of your head if that helps you keep your head back. I'm just going to have my hands on the outsides. I apologize for my very loud springs. They do like to sing to every now and then. So lifting up onto the balls of your feet, we're going to inhale, pressing that paddle down towards the ground, exhaling to come back on up. When you're coming back up, you're going to be thinking about really driving your knees up towards the ceiling without letting your back round. Inhaling to press down, exhaling to come back up. If you want a little more cardio or a little more heat out of this workout, you can move down and back on up with a bit of flow. Awesome. So then from here, we're going to come back on up. We're going to come onto the arches of your feet. Think about wrapping your feet around that paddle like a ball. And then you're going to inhale to press down, exhale to come back on up again. Normally you would have your legs squeezing together. I am bow-legged, so I have a little bit of space in between my knees, but still thinking about engaging my inner thigh. It's just so that my hips stay a little more aligned. So doing what feels right for your hips and your pelvis. You can do that last one there, coming back on up. Next one, we're coming up onto our heels, pulling your toes up towards the ceiling. Inhaling to press down, exhaling to come back up, driving through those heels. Still pressing onto the insides of the chair, the outsides of the chair. Just warming up the legs, warming up the body, feeling nice and tall. Inhaling for that last one, exhaling back on in. We're going to come down onto the balls of our feet again. We're going to bring our legs down until we're about 90 degrees with the rest of our body. And then we're pointing and flexing through the ankle. Just trying to keep our knees in the same-ish spot while we move. As you can see, I tend to have some wobbles that go on, especially on that left ankle. And that's just due to past injuries and my nervous system being a little creaky. You can do that last one like that. There, you're going to leave the paddle down, lower and lift your knees, trying to keep the paddle in that same spot. Again, if you're wobbly and shaky like I am, don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Awesome, we're going to do that last one there, and then we're going to come all the way on up. Next up, we're going to swivel around 400. I am just going to adjust my chair to do that, so just one moment. Awesome, so we are going to be going into our 100. I just moved my chair around sideways just for the upcoming series, but don't worry about it. So we're going to have our legs out long. We're going to be curling our head and chest on up. Options, you can come up into a tabletop or have your legs all the way up and down, but I'm going to go nice and low. We're only going to for about 10 breaths, inhaling for those 5 pumps, exhaling for those 5 pumps. Nice deep breaths. We have one last breath. And then we're going to come all the way up. Awesome job. So we're going to come up in front of our chair. I have my chair set up on a high-low spring. So not too heavy, but not too light either. We're going to inhale those arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale, bow ourselves forward, bringing our hands onto the paddle. From here, don't lean forward into the spine. Keep your hips over top of your feet. And then you're going to round through the spine to press the paddle down. Round through the spine to come back up. While you're doing these, check in with your shoulders, making sure that they're not coming up towards your ears. I always like exhaling down, inhaling up, but some teachers teach it opposite. So that's just what resonates for me and my body. Last one. And then all the way back on up, restacking your spine fully. Beautiful. So now we're going to take those feet more into parallel. We're going to take your right foot up onto the paddle, right on the ball of your foot. Hands will come on either side. The soft spot underneath your kneecap is going to come onto the edge of the chair. Feel nice and long through your back. I normally teach this with a flatter back here. I know some people teach it with a round back. Find something that works for you. For me, the reason why I do flat back is because for whatever reason, it helps me connect into my glutes better. With my round back, I tend to keep it all in my lower back. So then we're just pointing and flexing at the ankle, keeping our opposite foot nice and planted down on the floor. We're going to do one last one here. We're going to control the paddle all the way up, come all the way up to standing. So options, you can either have hands on hips behind your head. You could be holding onto a wall, a pole, something to help you balance. So we're going to keep that right heel lifted, inhaling to press down, exhaling to come back on up. While you're doing these, you're trying to keep your pelvis nice and balanced, so not letting it tip forward or backwards. We're going to do that last one there. We're going to set that paddle all the way down to the ground. We're going to step our left foot up on top of the chair. We're going to have our big toe right towards the back edge of the chair, so then we can have our knee over top of our ankle and not feel like we're too squished. From here, we are going to be stepping up, so if this doesn't feel like it's good in your practice, either using a pole, a broom, a wall, something to hold on to help you balance. If not, we're thinking about lifting up. And then exhaling back down. We're only going to do about 5. Good job. I know these are tough. We're going to do this last one. You're going to find that halfway point. Pause, bend and extend the back knee only. Mountain climbers. Finish this last one. Come all the way down. Hands on either side of the chair. You're going to bring your other foot, your left foot down. You're going to find a Pilates V. So heels together, toes apart. Round through your spine. Shoulder blades down your back. Pull the chair to lift the hips. Exhale to lift the hips. Inhaling back down. Last one. Fantastic. So now bring those feet back into parallel. You're going to bring your right foot back a step. You're going to bring your left knee onto the edge of the chair. And then we start the series all over again. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, I like that kind of more flat back to connect into my glute. But you'll find a connection that feels good for you. And just pointing and flexing through that ankle. Awesome, we're doing this last one. We're going to control the paddle all the way on up, taking our knee off, standing up nice and tall. Again, nice neutral in your hips. And then when we're ready, inhale to press that paddle down, exhaling on the way back up, or vice versa if that resonates better with you. We're going to do this last one, step the paddle all the way down. Your right foot steps up on top. Again, big toe towards that back edge of the chair. Your hips are nice and square. Your knees try not to track too far over towards your toe. Lifting up nice and tall. Feel that inner thigh squeeze. We're only doing 5 here. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Last one. Find that halfway point. Mountain climbers. Pumping that back leg. Finishing that one there. Coming all the way back down. Feet are going to come back into that Pilates V. Hands are going to come back around to the sides of the chair. Dive your head, look towards your knees. Great big inhale to prepare. Next exhale, squeeze to lift. Inhaling back down. Finishing that last lift, all the way down. You're going to step 1 foot back, control the pedal all the way back closed. Great job, guys. I know that's a tough series. We're going to turn ourselves around. Hands are going to come wrapped around the front of the chair. Feet are going to step out as far as you can with straight legs. I always like my feet hip distance apart, but some people prefer them together. Up to you. Elbows are seeking right back behind you. Chest is nice and open and core is nice and tight. We're going to let the knees bend, take our hips off, dipping ourselves down. We're going to have a little seat on that paddle. We come down until our elbows are in line with our shoulders, no further. Exhale, press back on up. Inhaling to go down, exhaling back up. Little tricep dips. Small but mighty movements. And while you're doing these, try to relax your legs. They're there to support you if you need, not to do the work. We're going to do this last one. Going all the way back on up. Sit on your chair. You're going to find a Pilates V again. This Pilates V can be a bit bigger. It is called a plie, this move, so that gives you any inspiration as to how big you could go. But make sure it's a Pilates V or a turnout that you can hold in your hips. So it's not just you throwing your knees out and then your ankles doing funky things. It's actually rotation happening from your glutes. Opening up in your chest, same but different. Taking the hips off, inhaling to go down, exhaling to come back up. Try to keep your heels close towards your tailbone. Last one. Coming all the way back and up. Press on in. If you need to shake off arms, shake off arms. I totally know the feels. Then we're going to come back into that either plie or Pilates V. Open up in your chest. Take your hips off. No dips here. Just little frogs. Pressing the paddle down. Pull back on in. We're going to be doing high frog in a minute. So we're going to just prep for that motion. Prep for that movement. Make sure that you're using your glutes to keep your hips forward. So your hamstrings. Last one. Come all the way back in. Then sit yourself down. Again, shake off anything that you got to shake off. Roll your wrists out. And then we're going to bring our hands back to the back of the chair. Find that Pilates V again. Pull those elbows back behind you. Open up in your chest. With this motion, a lot of people have the urge to look up towards the ceiling or backwards. I prefer keeping my eyes forward at a diagonal. So try not to just drop the head backwards. Squeeze in the heels. You're going to lift the hips up, up, up. Keep them here. Try to press the legs down. Pull back on in. And again, keep your eyes forward somewhere. Awesome. Try not to let your hips lower as you straighten the legs. Whew. Last one. Come back in. Roll your hips down. Shake those arms out. Great job, guys. Those are really tough. Fun fact about high frog. I hated high frog in school. We're going to come around and then we're going to do our swans. And I was going into my midterm exam. I'm like, anything but high frog. Ask me for any move, but just not high frog. I just don't like it. And you know what I got? I got bloody high frog. If that's not manifestation, I don't know what is. So there's proof. If you're not sure if manifestation works, there's my proof. So you're gonna have hips down on the top of your chair. I have not changed my springs, but if you want to lower them down, you can. Make sure your hips are far enough forward that you actually have some weight to press that paddle down, because if I'm too far back, the paddle's just gonna bully me up. So you gotta make sure you give your hips a little wiggle for it. Shoulder blades are down your back. Legs are reaching. Classically, they're squeezing together. My hips are feeling a little tight today, and my back's feeling a little tight from all the standing. So I'm gonna leave them hip distance apart. So squeezing the shoulder blades back, lifting in the chest, lifting in your head and neck, and then opening up. And then when you're ready, rolling yourself back down. Inhale, lift, feel the shoulder blades drawing down your back, into your back pockets, lifting, and then lower. Even if you're getting to a point where the springs come close, see if you can lift a little farther. We're going to do this last one. Lifting all the way up. Feels so good. Going all the way down. Then we're going to do 5 push-ups here. So keep your body, keep your torso in the same spot in space. Just bend the elbows. Straight. We're going to do one last push-up here. And then we're going to come on off. My favorite way to come off is to drive my thighs into the edge of the box, hiking my hips, coming up. I know you can also scooch off. So from here, we're going to take off our low spring. So we've got one high spring on, so it is fairly light. We're going to sit ourselves backwards. We're going to have about 4 fingers distance between our tailbone and the back of the chair. The reason why I emphasize tailbone is because I don't mean glutes. Because wherever your booty is, that's not where the structure is. It's wherever that tailbone sits. So, there you go. Legs are going to extend out long. We're just going to do a roll back, not a full teaser. We're going to open up in our chest. Fingers are pointed back towards our hips. Pull the lower abdominals in to curl yourself back until you find that paddle. If you need to adjust, adjust. And then keep pulling your belly button in to keep curling yourself back. And then curl yourself up. This is not a lean. You're not leaning into your shoulders. You're actually trying to stay relatively light on your hands. And you're just pulling that lower abdominal in. That's what makes this move so difficult. We're going to do one last one, curling back. Big twist. Sorry, twist. That's what we're doing next. Come back on up. Big curl. Our brain was already in the next move. That's not good. We're going to open those arms up wide to the outside. Now we're going to find our big twist. Bring the hand down onto the paddle or towards the paddle. Again, curl through the lower abdominals to bring your hand down. And then curls come back on up. We're going to do 4 on this side, 4 on the other side. So again, deep curl. Pulling the belly button towards your spine. Inhaling down. And then exhaling. Coming back on up. Untwist. Twist the other way. Hand reaches down towards the paddle. Use that curl through your lower abdominals to set yourself up for success as you continue your way down. Exhale on the way up. Inhaling. And exhaling. Keep pulling the shoulder blades back towards each other. Last one. Awesome. Untwisting. And coming back on down. So we're going to go for a twist on hip and then side bends to finish. So I'm going to bring my right hip down first. With my right hip down, I'm going to have my right foot forward, my left leg back, or my top leg back. My right hand is going to go to the farthest point of that paddle, and then my left hand is going to come in front. So we're looking for a really, really big twist here. We're trying to keep our hips nice and stacked, our toes nice and pointed, And in an ideal world, we're going to get both arms nice and straight. So that's a huge twist. That's like a whole 90 degrees. And then from there, we gotta try and swan. Compromise where you gotta compromise. Trying to make sure the hips stay stacked. Maybe you have to bend an elbow. That's fine, I've bent mine today. And then you're gonna come all the way back on up. And then we're gonna turn ourselves around. Our goal is also to not let the leg drop. Honestly, I think mine was moving a bit. You can let me know in the comments. But I could feel my plant. So I think it dropped a little bit. So left hip down, left foot forward, right leg back. Hands on that paddle. Find your big twist. Really squeezing the hips backwards. And then we're lifting. And then we're lowering. Inhaling up. Exhaling back down. Or if you prefer, exhaling up and inhaling back down. Awesome. We're going to do one last one here, so make it your best one. All the way up. Whew. Feel all twisty. The last thing that I wanted to do is just a couple side bends just to even it out, because we've done our extensions, our forward bends, our twists, so we got to side bend a little bit. So we're going to have our hips nice and stacked. One foot's going to be out wide to the outside, the other knee's pushed right back against the side of the chair. We're going to bring our arm all the way up towards the ceiling, unless you have a rotator cuff, in which case bring the hand in front of your ear and then I'll give you a little something else. We're going to side bend to bring the hand onto the paddle, so we're not dropping. We're actually reaching to come onto the paddle. Really keep that foot planted. Inhaling over and exhaling up. If you do have a rotator cuff injury or a shoulder impingement, keep your hand by your ear, side bend over, and then reach with the hand and then pull it back in. You'll still get a delightful stretch. Sometimes I do this one just because I'm feeling a little crunchy in my shoulders or maybe a little sore from a previous workout. Both are great options. And then you can come all the way back on in and up. And then we're just going to turn around and do the other side. So again, the foot comes right up against the middle of the chair. You're going to step that other foot out. Hips stay nice and stacked, so try not to let the hips sit backwards. We're going to bring one arm up towards the ceiling or by your ear. And then we're going to side bend over to bring our hand onto the paddle. And then continue side bending and then back on up. And then if you prefer, hand by your ear, and then bending and extending. Last one there. And then you're going to come all the way on up. Awesome. Well, fantastic job, guys. That's all I have for today on the chair. A nice kind of all-around full body workout that gives your spine every different type of motion that it could possibly need. So make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you'd like to see more of and subscribe for, of course, more content. Okay, thank you so much for supporting this channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you all very soon. Okay, bye!